Hello and welcome to Charger Chat. Today we have Dan Chupalov with us, and we're excited to end February with some of the biggest campus news. And as always, it is your hostess with the mostest, Kiana Quinonez. Let's chat. This week, the Charger Bulletin has published many stories regarding student life and new adjustments on campus. As we roll into March, new stories about the university's iGuide partnership emerge, as well as a need for support animals in residence halls. Let's get to some of the news. As of this academic year, more students than ever are living with service and emotional animals in the residence halls. These animals can range from either dogs or cats, and there has been a huge outpour of students that have let their pet move into their dorm. Here are some of the facts. The university has recognized that emotional support animals serve a therapeutic purpose for their owner. While service animals are restricted to only dogs, emotional support animals are open to any species, yet most students stick to cats when living in a resident hall. Students must complete an application process when inquiring about a support animal, and it is done through the Accessibility Resources Center. Some students say the application process is lengthy, but well worth the wait. Freshman Jessica Enos talks highly about her support cat, saying, quote, "Overall, she's definitely had a positive impact on my transition to college, and she's already approved for next year, so I'm super glad to have her," end quote. Junior pre-med student Julia Rivera commented on the subject of not recognizing disabilities or mental illnesses, saying, quote, "A lot of times, mental illness is overlooked as a disability, and people don't really think that it's debilitating. They don't know the truth," end quote. So, Dan, do you think that there's a way to shorten the application process to make it less stressful for students who need a support animal?
Well, I don't know exactly what the details are of the application process as it stands right now, but I mean, if people are complaining about it, then I think that, especially for these students, that the process should be made as straightforward as possible. You know, a lot of times with the university, a lot of the paperwork stuff, it's all very roundabout and slow and all that. So, you know, I think that, I don't know exactly what could be done, but if there is anything, then it definitely should be improved.
Definitely. I think too, like, the purpose of these animals is to reduce stress on somebody.
Yeah.
And you don't want to, in turn, make the situation worse for them,
Yeah.
especially if they don't end up getting their animal on campus in the end.
That's very true, yeah.
I know I read through the article, and one girl said that she ended up just ditching the whole process because it was way too much
Really?
and too lengthy of a situation.
Yeah.
Do you think that allowing emotional support animals shows that the university is more inclusive to people with disabilities?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I think, especially recently, I've definitely seen a lot more people with emotional support animals and just around campus and everything, and it's great to see, definitely. I think that more inclusivity in campus population, it definitely is great, because, I mean, universities are built on diversity and learning things that you're not used to, you know, going outside your comfort zone. So I think just it's all excellent. I mean, especially, you know, college is a really difficult transition period for a lot of people, so I think it's great that they're letting as many people adapt to it as possible.
Yeah. It's great to see so many people are benefiting from this. And since the university is allowing more freedom with the animals, we may see more dogs and cats walking around. That isn't always a bad thing. Up next, we'll talk about the university's new partnership with iGrad. A new app called iGrad has grabbed the attention of the University of New Haven and alumni, and the school has already started a partnership with them. This program, which is available through My Charger, helps students learn how to manage money and pay for financial aid. Here are some of the details. iGrad offers information through educational articles, videos, infographics, and games, and they are all aimed at helping students understand how to pay off student loans. The program breaks down their resources into sections such as managing money, paying for school, and finding a career. There's already been over 150 students at the school who have used this app and found it useful since they can find information on loans and scholarships. So are colleges doing enough to prepare their future students for graduation and paying off their education?
Honestly, I don't think so. I think that colleges do the basics. Like, for example, when you graduate, I recently graduated, and in the mail they send you this like little pamphlet about like loan counseling and all this stuff about like where you can find like support and information about how to do it. But I mean, it's just one letter. Like, it's not like they're super active about, you know, they don't call you. It's not even like during school they like reach out a lot and say, you know, oh, this is how you deal with it, especially considering that some people are in 6-digit numbers of debt. Like, that's going to be with them for a huge part of their lives. And there definitely needs to be a lot of support for people who are like that. Yeah.
I think, you know, if it's successful, I think iGrad's a very good idea. But as an undergrad. I can say too that there has been no stress on paying off my loans in the future, what that even looks like. I am interested in like paying off my loans now, but I don't even know where to begin or anything like that. So I hope iGrad does help, but I think it's a program that we should have signed up for a long time ago. And I think it's an important part of the college experience, and that schools focus on teaching students how to prepare themselves for something like that.
Yeah, definitely, I think so. I think that iGrad also, it would be great to have, because it's an online, like it's an app, right? Like so it would be great for, especially people like our generation who just don't want to leave their house. They just want to do everything online, obviously, because it's easier. So I think that'd be a great way to get that started. To get people who don't really want to go out as much, to get them more info about their loans and how to pay them back and stuff like that. So
yeah. And I think the fact that everything's available through videos helps a lot too, because no one really wants to sit down and read a giant document that's like, step 1, do this. But if in like a 5-minute video you can explain the basis for me, like I'll be okay.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, people don't read stuff anymore. People just watch YouTube videos. That's that's where we learn. That's where we learn to do everything. So it's definitely a good idea.
Yeah. It's great to have students get a head start on finding a career and learn how to manage paying student loans. It's a step in the right direction after getting a diploma, and it's great that college is able to help through an easily accessible resource. iGrad is available now when you log onto your MyCharger account. Coming up, we'll take a look at a sorority on campus that tries to be the change. The University of New Haven Greek organization Delta Phi Epsilon hosted a campaign event called Be the Change, aimed at raising awareness for African communities. Delta Phi Epsilon, or DPhi for short, has a philanthropy partnership with the African Impact Foundation, so everyone came together to make a memorable night. Here's how the night went. A video was shown to audience members about the conditions of schools and classrooms in Africa, and were asked to interact and point out what they noticed about them. Many of the event attendees were encouraged to donate school supplies, which would go directly to the African schools. T-shirts were sold to raise money for a new school being built in Zambia, and all proceeds went to the African Impact Foundation. Campaign coordinator Casey Winchester said, quote, "Girls in developing African countries don't have sufficient educational opportunities. 400 million students don't even have desks or school supplies, and the illiteracy rates are highest among women," end quote. Some of the event attendees were happy that the sorority went in this direction, with junior Carly Griff saying, quote, "Casey wanted to take it in a different direction and do education instead of the different medical philanthropies that we've usually done," end quote. So what other ways can the university students help the less fortunate educational institutions around the world?
I don't know. I mean, the university definitely, I think one of the biggest assets that the university has is its student base. A lot of people are driven, motivated, and they really do want to help. So I think that this is a great start. I haven't heard of too many philanthropies from student organizations that contribute to these sort of things. I feel like most of them have been either like medical or like for people in the United States, but these international ones, I think they're super cool, and I think that trying to maybe get more student organizations that have a lot of following, like DPhi, to participate in these kind of initiatives would be a great way to do that.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's more on the students to take that step, because if it's important to us, then we'll make it happen. And even if it was the school's idea for us to do it, it would still be us organizing it and getting people to come together. So, like you said, having DPhi, a very big organization on campus, host something like this was a great way to get the word out and to have people come around.
Yeah, definitely.
That's all we have for this week's episode of Charger Chat. Thank you, Dan, for being here. It's always a pleasure. And we hope that you enjoyed all of the great news from February. We'll see you guys in March. Stay chatty, Chargers.